Hey there, all you game aficionados and lover of all things video games, etc., etc. I bring to you today another real quick game news roundup where your host, Christian Cortez, is gonna speed run you through all the cool video game stuff that happened throughout this week. Before we get started, do me a favor and make sure you guys don't forget to click the like button. Consider subscribing as it does help me out tons. And with that, let's get into this first topic. First big topic, per usual for the last couple months, has been pretty much Tears of the Kingdom. It's been on all news articles since release date, and this week is no different. Nintendo did reach out and announce that Tears of the Kingdom sold 10 million copies within 3 days of being released. This makes it the fastest selling Legend of Zelda game in the history of this franchise, and that is just impressive, especially when you considering that this franchise holds some of the greatest games of all time. It's just really heartwarming to see that Nintendo is still delivering banger top tier quality sellers 6 years into the Nintendo Switch's lifespan. That is very impressive. Round of applause for big boy Nintendo. One of the best things to happen to Nintendo this year is them releasing their GBA application, and they are adding 3 new titles. This is Super Mario Bros. Advance, Super Mario Bros. Advance 2, and Super Mario Advance 3. All great, fantastic Mario games. Love them all. If you guys haven't played them, definitely give them a shot. I know I'm going to go through and replay some of them. Yeah, it's just really cool to see Nintendo still delivering some great games to the Game Boy Advance library. Keeping on topic with Mario, the Super Mario Bros. Movie has finally made it digitally to rent or purchase, and that's awesome to see. I remember seeing it in theaters, and it was a really good movie. I feel like this is a little early for them to be pulling it out of theaters. I feel like there's still a lot of people who are willing to watch it like a 5th time in theaters. But I'm happy to see it finally here digitally. I can watch it in the comfort of my own home and whenever I want. I'm definitely going to be buying this as like a physical copy just because I like to collect physical DVDs of movies still. I'm a weirdo, but I usually reserve my space for DVDs for movies that I really like. I loved it, so I'm definitely going to pick it up physically. One of the biggest announcements that happened this week was PlayStation announcing that they are holding their PlayStation Showcase next week, May 24th. Let's freaking go. I'm super excited. I'm happy that it wasn't just rumors and that we're actually going to get not a state of play, a freaking showcase. And I know people, I think, are confusing showcase with state of plays. State of plays are the little 20-30 minute events that Sony holds mainly for like third parties and updates on games. Their showcase are the big highlight events where they showcase tons of great new announcements, tons of cinematic trailers, tons of gameplay trailers and updates, and they kind of just map out their next first party of games. Now, this is going to be the first showcase, I believe, where we're not going to be seeing any more PS4 games, at least from first party. I feel like it is time Sony starts moving on to fully PS5. It's time that us as consumers who bought the PS5 can finally really feel the experience. Things like Burning Shore, Ratchet and Clank, those things are great ideas and peaks as to what a real PS5 game is going to look like and feel like. And I feel like now we're going to finally see the full power of the PS5, and I'm just so excited. More great news from the house of PlayStation. Previously known as Project Leonardo, we finally got the name for PlayStation's accessibility controller. This is the access controller for PS5. It looks like something. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what this is or what it does or even understand how to use it, but it's not for me. And I think it is really great that PlayStation and Xbox and all these companies are kind of servicing a group of people that are oftentimes neglected in gaming space. One other kudos that I would give to PlayStation specifically is that this access controller looks like it matches the PS5. It looks like it matches the PlayStation 5 controllers, the DualSense and the DualSense Edge. They all kind of have this like family aesthetic that just looks so good together. So I'm just really excited for them, and hopefully this is good enough, or if not exceeds expectations for those who need it. And for those of you guys who don't know, this is Deviation Games. They're a AAA development team that was working closely with Sony to release a new IP for PlayStation. Recently, news broke that Deviation Studios had to lay off 90 employees, and we kind of found this news out through a lot of like tweets and LinkedIn updates. It was kind of really crazy to see. And following closely to this was kind of the announcement, subtle rumor that PlayStation is no longer working alongside Deviation just because they weren't really happy with the product. And this is kind of all like still like the rumors behind everything. Neither PlayStation or Deviation has officially commented on anything yet, but it is pretty safe to say that yes, PlayStation was not happy with whatever it is that they saw. And this kind of just goes with like the whole PlayStation brand that we're used to right now, is that they expect the highest quality games, and if they don't see it, they're not gonna keep funding the projects, and they're just gonna drop them. Another really cool, exciting announcement was our first look at Mortal Kombat 1. So instead of going on naming their next game Mortal Kombat 12, which makes sense, that follows suit after MK11, they actually jumped to MK1 again, and this is following like another reboot. I mean, I feel like Mortal Kombat has had a couple reboots at this point. I do feel like this reboot does feel very different, whereas MK9 was kind of just like a restart to redo everything right again after 1, 2, and 3, just to kind of like restart on a clean slate. Versus I feel like this is kind of more of a reboot / sequel to MK11. I don't think they're gonna forget anything that happened in the past. It's just that Liu Kang has kind of created his whole new world by going back into the past, and this way they're more ready for Mortal Kombat, for the tournament of Mortal Kombat, and they're ready to fight Outworld a little bit better this time. It does look very interesting and is very different than typical MK cinematic trailers go. They're usually like a fist fight between between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and this was more kind of tranquil. And then Liu Kang went and just started murdering people. So I feel like Earthrealm is definitely on the attack now. They're no longer just sitting in wait. They're ready to just murder people. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be one of the most bloodiest, gruesome Mortal Kombat has ever been. And I don't know how they keep topping themselves. Every time a new Mortal Kombat game comes out, I'm like, damn, this is just vicious. Another thing that is very interesting is that this is coming out to PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox Series S and X, and somehow they swear this is going to run on Nintendo Switch. I'm a little iffy on that. Also, what I think is weird is why run it on the Nintendo Switch and not run it on the PS4 or Xbox One? Yeah, I don't know. That's all weird stuff. All I know is MK1 is coming out, and I am just super excited because this now cements 2023 as one of the best years in fighting. And we got Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, and Tekken 8 on the horizon. I am just excited. One of the newest business practices that's been going on inside the world of video games is that AAA games are now going for $70 again, versus in the past they've gone for $60. Sony started this trend, and then a lot of AAA developers have been following suit. Sega has announced that they're considering looking at which AAA titles that they release are going to be worth $70 and where they're going to kind of price this. I get it. This is the world we live in. This is how much games cost. I don't mind that. My thing with Sega is I honestly don't really know of a AAA game they released that I'm probably willing to spend $70 for, to be honest. I mean, Sonic Frontiers came out and they immediately dropped the price from $60 to like $30 within like weeks. So, they have to deliver more than just like buggy Sonic. They have to deliver like a new Persona game or something. I feel like their next game that they announce has to be worthy of saying we're making this game $70. So I think Sonic Frontiers set the foundation, and next Sonic Frontiers might be able to do what this Sonic Frontiers set out to do, or even Persona 6 will definitely be warranted. Or who knows, maybe they go back into their deep backlog of games and bring out something new and refreshing that they haven't used in a long time. I don't know. As long as Sega understands that with this $70 price tag comes a level of quality that you have to deliver. Alright, we've had a lot of exciting news this week, but this might be one of the most exciting news. I'll let you guys decide. Grand Theft Auto 6 confirmed for next year release date, or kind of. People are speculating that it's going to be out next year. But with very solid evidence, an earnings report came out saying that Take-Two saying that in fiscal year 2025 we expect to enter this new era by launching several groundbreaking titles that we believe will set new standards in our industry and enable us to achieve over $8 billion in net bookings. $8 billion they're expecting to make next year. Now, there's a lot of things Take-Two can do to make that much money. They could get into the drug business, the cartel business. They can go out and invade countries or something. Or they can drop GTA 6, because Grand Theft Auto sells like no other. We look at Tears of the Kingdom sales, we look at Pokemon sales, God of War sales. Those are going to be minuscule when GTA 6 actually launches. Anyways, those are all our topics this week. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.